Peace. Today I'm going to cover some aspects of how the Quran connects the three main books, which are the Torah, the Bible, also known as the Injil, and the Quran itself. In the Quran, for those who do not understand the fundamentals, the Quran is the Holy Spirit, Gabriel, telling us about whatever's gone on and what is the reality and what is to be followed and what is to come and what has happened and what they did before, and that they're going to do that all over again. People need to understand that the Quran is not an invention of man, not a mere man like Muhammad or you or me or anyone else, or all of mankind put together can come up with an example of this Quran. It's impossible. It can only be created by the omnipotent being who is the creator of everything, and no one else has the ability to come with something like this. And it is a statement of the Holy Spirit. Having said that, God taught Gabriel the Quran to deliver to Muhammad. It's as simple as that. And the fools that hold it will tell you some sort of stuff that leads to that, but they will leave out Gabriel from everything, and Muhammad becomes the king suddenly. What a joke. Anyway, I'm going to start with what's written in chapter 5, and it's the Holy Spirit addressing the messenger. So, oh, you the messenger. So here, obviously, the first one who got this Quran was Muhammad, but he's not the last. Let's just leave it at that. There are messengers coming, will keep coming, and Jesus will come and he will follow the Quran, which is the same as the Bible and the Torah, which is what I will try and explain today through the Quran itself, what it says. So it says, oh, you the messenger, don't they grieve you, those they striving in the rejection. From those they say, we believe with their mouths, and not believe their hearts. And from those who Jews, they listening to the falsehood, they listening to people other, not it comes to you. They change the word from after its placing. They say, if you brought this, but take it. And if not, you brought it, but be warned. And one, he wants, God, him tried, but not you control to him from God a thing. They, those, not he wants, God, that he purify their hearts, to them in the world humiliation, and to them in the hereafter punishment. Great. So this is to the messenger telling him, don't you worry about it. And the word Jews in Arabic is Hud or Had, the people who are called Jews. But this doesn't refer to just the Jews that are called Jews on the earth in the Quran, because today, with absolute clarity, the biggest Jews are the ones that hold the Quran. They are far greater Jews than the Jews themselves, who are hardened by themselves because they rejected Jesus, they reject the Quran, they reject Muhammad, they consider themselves the closest of God because they've been graced by God, the so-called Jews who are part of the sons of Israel. So, he's being told, don't worry about it. You deliver what you've been sent with. That's it. They listen to the falsehood and they eat to the abomination. But if they come to you, but judge between them or turn away over them. And if you turn away over them, but not will they wrong you a thing. And if you judge, but judge between them with the justice. Surely God, he loves the just. So this is the instruction to the messenger. And how can they surely make you judge, and with them the Torah, in her judgment of God? Then they turn away from after that, and not they with the believers. So, this is the example. I have the Quran, or the messenger has the Quran. How can you judge between them when they have turned away from the judgment of the Torah, which is exactly what's going on. And guess what? Which is exactly what's going on with the Quran. They have just turned away from the judgment of the Quran. Why are you asking me? Read the Quran. I'm telling you what's in the Quran. So if I'm wrong, then you must be able to find out that, what I'm saying is not in the Quran. Surely we sent down the Torah in her guidance and light. They judged with her, the prophets, those who submitted, to those who Jews, and the rabbis, and the doctors of law, with what they guarded from book of God, and they were over it witnesses. So don't you fear the mankind, and fear me, and don't you purchase with my signs as some small. And those, not they judge with what sends down God, but those, they the rejectors. So clearly, the Torah has been sent down as guidance and light. This is the Quran, guys. He's talking about the Torah. Not like telling the Torah is a pile of crap. You don't go read that. It's telling you go read it. In her is guidance and light. And those who submitted, the prophets, those who submitted, judged to the Jews. So after Moses, the prophets came and they judged with the Torah, whatever was kept alive and safeguarded of it. And we wrote over them in her. Her is the Torah here. Surely the soul with the soul, and the eye with the eye, and the bounty with the bounty, and the ear with the ear, and the tooth with the tooth, and the going towards explanation, but any given truth with it, but it rejected to him. And those not they judge with what sends down God, but those they the wrongdoers. So it's eye for an eye. Everybody stops at eye for an eye, equal for equal. That's it. I want my revenge. I want my revenge. But look at what's going and go towards the explanation. Find out the reality before you react and start killing each other. That's what God is saying. And any who is given truth with it, so you can reject the revenge aspect, turn the other cheek, as the Christians say. That's part of your prerogative. If you feel like you want to forgive for whatever you've been wronged, even after you find out who wronged you, and that you have the right to enact revenge over the person or persons, you can give him truth. Okay, you're free, and the punishment will be rejected over that person. So this is the eye for an eye, equal for equal. And we followed over the remnants with Jesus, son of Mary, confirming to what in front of him from the Torah. And we brought him the Injil, in it guidance and light, and confirming to what in front of it from the Torah, and guidance and instruction to the pious. So guess what? It's confirming the Torah. So don't come and tell me, if you know the Quran, the idiots that hold the Quran, don't come and tell me that you're not supposed to believe the Torah or the Bible, or that it brought something different and the Quran has changed what came in it. No, it hasn't. Neither did the Injil. The Christians can't say that they came with Jesus has come with the New Testament, and as the Old Testament is abrogated. These fools, the morons that are the leaders of the Islamic community, are telling people that since the Quran came, Torah and Bible are abrogated. They have been cancelled out. What a bunch of garbage. This is absolute bloody lies that they utter from their mouths, and they will be put to the fire because of that, without a doubt in my mind. And this is for those who hold the Quran. The Christians and the Jews will be put to the fire for whatever they're doing. I'm talking about the idiots who lead the Muslim people today, the so-called Muslim people who are not. The people who say they're following the Quran. This is what's written in your Quran, okay? So don't come tell me that the Bible brought something different, or the Injil and the Quran has brought something different after the Torah. It's telling you, it's confirming what in front of him from the Torah, Jesus. And then the Bible confirming what in front of it. So what is happening? What is in front of it? The Torah. In front, in this sense, means what has already passed. Because you can see the Torah. I can see the Bible, the Injil, I can see the Quran. They have already passed in front of us. Yeah. So the Torah came, the Bible came, it confirmed what is passed in front of it, which is confirming the Torah, the same thing. Then we go on, and let them judge, keepers of the Injil, with what sent down God in it. And those, not they judge with what sends down God, but those, they the rebellious. And we send down to you the book with the truth, confirming to what in front of it from the book, and we secure over it. So judge between them with what sends down God, and don't you follow their thoughts over what comes to you from the truth. To all we make from you rites and rituals, and if wished God to be making you people one, but to his testing you in what brings you, so overtake the goods. To God you will be returned altogether, and he will tell you with what you are in it, you differing. So now the messenger is told that now we've sent down the book to you, so you judge with the truth. And it's confirming what in front of it from the book. What is God in front of it? The Torah and the Bible. The book, this book is the whole book that has everything. This book here is the Quran that is coming down to the messenger. So what is in the book that is gone from? It's the Torah and the Bible that we can see. We don't see the whole book. That book is hidden from us, that has everything in it, all generations that have passed. and all that has occurred is guarded in that book that has everything, including the Quran in it. Yeah. So, and that judge between them with what sends down God, and don't you follow their thoughts, and be warned of them, that they try you over some of what sends down God to you. But if they turn away, but know surely what he wants, God, that he come to them with some of their crimes, and surely most from the mankind to be rebellious, is but judgment of the ignorance they seek. And who better from God judging to people? They assure it. So this is a clear a segment here which tells you what has happened. This is in the Quran. You believe it or you don't. I don't care. I believe it 100%. From this sequence of what you're being told, whoever is writing this is not separating the Torah from the Bible or the Quran. It's being joined together. It's the same. And they're saying what they did intrinsically, that they went against the promise they held with God. And they changed the words. They changed the meaning of words after they were placed and put in place. So God curses them. God destroys them. God enacts his revenge in the end. So one more verse here, and then we'll move on to a different part in the Quran. So this is to Muhammad. He's being told, say. So this Muhammad says to everybody, O keepers of the book, not you over a thing till you stand the Torah and the Injil, and what's sent down to you from your Lord, and to it surely adding most from them, what's sent down to you from your Lord, transgression and rejection. But don't you lose hope over the people, the rejecting. So fundamentally, the messenger is saying, stand the Torah and the Injil to the keepers of the book. Now, the idiots who hold the Quran will say the keepers of the book are the people who have the Torah and the Bible. We are the believers. Yeah, sure, you are the believers. You cannot be believers until you stand the Torah and the Injil and what's sent down to you from your Lord. It's been sent down to all of us. It's not just the Jews and the Christians that the Torah and the Bible was sent to. It was sent to all of mankind. It's guidance to all of mankind. It's the same guidance that is in the Quran. They destroyed it. They corrupted it. But you cannot get rid of it. It has to be put together with the Quran. Until you do that, you are not going to be believers. Yeah, there is stuff in the Bible that is obviously false today, but that doesn't take away from the fact that most of what's in the Bible is the truth, and you have to adhere to it. You cannot be believers. This is for those who hold the Quran. The ones who hold the Bible and the Torah, they have their own issues, and they have to look at this and say, hey, maybe we might need to think and put these books together. No, they won't. Don't worry about it. You won't. So what I'm being sent down to tell you will only add you transgression and rejection, because you're going to hate me for telling you have to put the Torah and Injil right next to the Quran. You cannot separate them. You're going to hate me for it, and it's going to add your transgression and rejection. So from here, let's go to chapter 2 and what it says about the books of God there. Yeah. So now let's look at the aspect of what the book is all about. Surely God, not he shy, that he strikes examples of what lowly, but what above them. But of those who believe, but they know surely it the truth from their Lord. And of those who reject, but they say, what intends God with this example? He makes astray with it many, and he guides with it many. And not he makes astray with it except the rebellious. So you have to understand the book has got all sorts of examples, lowly and highly. Lowly, simple examples which seem like they're like totally, what do you call it, stupid to be told to us, but God strikes however he wants the examples. He gives lowly examples, he gives high examples. You have to figure out what is the example telling you, and that's the whole idea of understanding what is being said through examples. So most people will fall for the examples that they cannot understand, and they will make the book into mockery, which is what the so-called Muslim people do, what the Jews and Christians do with their books. Oh, it's all allegory, and it's all, what do you call it, parables and all this garbage, yeah? So another place this is talked about is in chapter 3. So, he the one who sends down over you the book, from its signs commanded, they mother of the book, and others similitudes, but of those in their hearts blurring, but they follow what similitude, from it seeking the trials, and seeking its explanation, and not they know its explanation except God. And the seekers in the knowledge, they say, we believe with it, all from within our Lord, and not they surely remember, except those with the sense. So this is the completion of that verse that I just read. So this book has commanded signs. What are commanded? Commanded is like go and stand, go and walk, run. You can't interpret this any other way than what you've been told. Go, do it. It's fundamentally, this is it. There's no God except God. Abraham is the father. Jesus is the Messiah. Don't try and interpret this, and don't add messiahs. There's only one Messiah. It's Jesus. He was not put on the cross. He was not killed by the fools. He was taken away by God. He will be brought back. So these are commanded things that you have to focus on and understand. And then the others are examples and allegories and parables, similitudes. So everybody just, oh, it's all allegories. These are all allegories, all fables and parables which nobody can understand. And then the commanded things that are clear, nobody's going to focus on that. Like, that homosexuality is an abomination. No. That's not written in the books. Really? Show me where it's not written in the Torah or the Injil or the Quran that's not an abomination, and God hates that. Okay. Just the act of him destroying the whole city should tell you how much he loves the homosexuals. Yeah. Okay. That's about enough for that. So, and they will fall for the similitudes, and they will seek trials in their explanation without understanding what is fundamental in the book. And that's where most people will just lose it and go astray. And that's what happens. Yeah. So understand that the book has many facets. There is the clear facet, which everybody can understand who has a functioning mind and simple knowledge of reading and writing and processing information. There will be no doubt in that. Then there are other things which are written as examples, as similitudes, as parables, to show you how everything works. And from that, you have to figure out for yourself. Everybody has a different understanding and different angle on different aspects of examples, and some of it is based on your own experience in life. So you can tell people about that. You can share it with others. I understand this, or he understands that, but there's no fighting for those things. You don't have to fight over those things. But if what you're saying from those examples goes against the fundamental commanded signs of God, that there is only one God, he has power over everything. He gives life, he gives death, and fundamental things like that. He created the heavens and the earths. There are 7 heavens above us. We're under the lowest heaven. There are more earths than what we live on beyond this earth. It's written in the book. Well, we can't prove it. It's clearly written that there are. So then you just accept that. I don't have to prove that stuff, and it is clear. Anything that goes against that from the parables that you read, you have to question yourself that what you're getting must be wrong. And that's what most people cannot accept, that they are wrong. What they understand may be wrong, which is an example or a parable. What is clearly, oh yeah, we know that. Yeah, we know. Don't have to tell us, we know that. But then why aren't you following it if you know that, you fool? What is causing you not to follow that when you know it's the truth? So this is the fundamental flaw that mankind cannot get over. Their own freaking status of highness, that nothing can bring them down from their high horses. So now here is another sequence which is interesting to read about the book. So, and from them illiterates, not they know the book except safekeeping, and if they, except their thinking. But woe to those, they write the book with their hands, then they say this from within God, to their purchasing with it a sum small. But woe to them from what write their hands, and woe to them from what they earn. And they say, naught will touch us the fire, except days counted out. Say, have you taken with God a promise? But not he defers God his promise. Or you saying over God what not? So these Muslim, a lot of them say, oh, we'll just go to the fire a couple of days. Sure, you have an idea of what the fire is and what a couple of days in the fire is going to be. Yeah, you keep on your path and we'll see soon enough, right? So this is an example of people. They write so many books attributed to God and say this is from God. Oh, somebody inspired to me. The books have already been inspired. They're called the Torah, the Bible, and the Quran. You don't need to write anything on top of that, okay? And you must not write. And then they sell this garbage and they make money from it, which God has prohibited. It's absolutely prohibited to make any kind of wealth or reward from mankind by delivering messages of God and saying that this is the message of God and I'm delivering it to you, so pay me for it. If you do that, there is no coming out of the fire. No matter what you're doing, even if you're delivering the truth, the actual truth, which none of you are, don't worry. There's nobody delivering the truth of God on the earth that I can see. I'm delivering it. I can see myself. This is the truth of the Quran. Believe it or not, I stand on that. You can call me a liar because you say the Quran is false. I'm telling you what's in the Quran. It will come true. There's no doubt in my mind. You will not falsify it, neither will I. It's not like I am bringing my own truth to you saying I wrote this. This is God who initiated this book, and however it was written, by his command it was written. It was written in the way he wanted, and it's preserved. You cannot change it. You can shout and scream and call me liar and call me all sorts of names, but no, sorry, the Quran cannot be changed. Yeah. So now here's another example of how mankind is deluded. And they say, not he enters the garden except one who is Jew or Christian. Okay, these are the Christians and Jews, they're saying. These their desires. Say, bring your evidences if you be truthful. But surely any who submits his face to God, and he does good, but to him his reward with his Lord, and no fear over them and not they grieve. So, when they say only Jews and Christians go into the garden, paradise, the messenger responds, where's your evidence? And then these people will say, oh, we're going. Where's your evidence that you're going to the garden when you're not following the Quran? These morons that hold the Quran today, the stupid fools that they are, they are an absolute folly. They have no understanding of what they're talking about. And look at their actions. I mean, it's laughable. It's a mockery what they do and what they say about God and Muhammad in the Quran. It's an absolute mockery. But surely any who submits will go. So now, and they say, the Jews, not the Christians over a thing. And they say, the Christians, not the Jews over a thing. And they read the book. Like that saying of those, not they no example of their sayings. But God, he will judge between them day of the standing and what they are in it. They're differing. So the Spirit is giving you the example, those who are reading the Quran, that they're saying that Christians don't know anything, and the Christians saying the Jews don't know anything, and they both read the book. It's the same book. I mean, the Christians actually have the Torah in their Bible, and they say, oh, the Jews don't know anything, and the Christians, the Jews say the Christians don't know anything. And guess what? What are the so-called Muslims saying today? Oh, the Christians and Jews both don't know anything. I see. What is the example of saying? Oh, that is the example who don't know anything. Right. They don't know their examples, so they're saying the same garbage. The Christians have more knowledge than the Jews and the Muslims put together as far as the reality of the unseen. The problem with them is they think the Spirit is God and Jesus is the Son of God. It's a trinity of equals, which is a bunch of lies. That's where they will go to hell. They're not going to get out of hell because they are inventing over God. It's not going to be forgiven. This is the way God has decided, and it's not going to change. They can scream and shout as well, but too bad. You invent over God, you're going to go to hell. You make equals with God, you will go to hell. So keep doing it. I don't care. I'm not going to stop you. I'm just going to tell you. Don't shoot the messenger, they say. Yeah, I'm just the messenger. I'm just telling you what God's going to do. I'm not going to do it. I'm just warning you, just like Noah did, just like Abraham did, just like Moses did, just like Jesus did, just like Muhammad did. I'm doing exactly the same thing. Don't shoot the messenger. But go ahead, try and shoot me and see what happens after that. You can look back at what happened to those that killed the messengers before. So, you can go ahead and try and kill me. So here's another example. Surely those they purchase with promise of God, and their covenants are some small, those no creation of them in the hereafter. And not will he speak to them, God, and not will he look towards them day of the standing, and not will he purify them, and to them punishment grievous. So this is what I've just been telling you. You make a sum small with the covenant and promise of God. You purchase with a sum small. There's nothing for you in the hereafter. So don't make a living out of delivering the messages of God. That should not be your living. Your living should be your toil on the earth. You're digging holes, you're making buildings, you're building cars, or doing all sorts of other garbage that brings you sustenance and this the delusion of life that we have on the earth. Do that, great. If you ever make any wealth from delivering God's message, you will be put to the fire. He will not look at you. He will not talk to you that day. So this is the warning that everyone needs to understand, especially the idiots that are the Christian clergy and the Muslim clergy and the Jewish clergy and the other clergy on the earth. Everybody is making money from delivering God's message, and they want you to donate to them because for some reason God is not powerful enough to sustain them without the help of the rest of mankind. The messenger comes with the message and warns the people. He has no business asking for their wealth for what he brings them. Yes, when the messenger and the believers join together as a group, they help each other in pushing the command of God. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's for their own good. They do from their own souls. They don't do it because the messenger orders, yeah, I need your money, otherwise I can't wage war, or I can't help the poor, or I can't feed the orphans. That's just a bunch of bullshit. That is absolute garbage and absolute lies, that is perpetuated by the fools that live on this earth today that call themselves the clergy delivering God's message. When you're delivering God's message, you're intrinsically calling yourself a messenger of God. That's what you're doing. You're delivering his message, but you have no clue what you're delivering, and then you want to make money out of it. Well, good luck that day. I'll be waiting. Now there's another point here. Let's read this, what it says about the books of God. Is but one who is over clarity from his Lord, and it reads to him a witness from him, and from before it book of Moses, leader and mercy. Those, they believe with it, and one he rejects with it from the parties, but the fire promised him. But don't you be in doubt from it. Surely it the truth from your Lord, but surely most of the mankind, not they believe. So this is like it's not a direct statement. We have to understand what's going on here. And it reads to him a witness from him. This witness is this book, the Quran, who is the Holy Spirit fundamentally talking to you. And from before it, book of Moses, leader in mercy. That's the leader in mercy, the book of Moses. This is only following it. It is confirming that book. Those, they believe with it. And one he rejects. So those who read the Torah and the Bible sincerely, especially the Torah, when they read the Quran, they will know it is the truth, if they have any faith. And then from the parties, they will reject it and they'll go to the fire. Don't you be in doubt from it. I'm not in any doubt. I know exactly what is going on here. Yeah, I have no doubt that this is what is going to happen soon enough. So let's see another place. Interesting stuff this, yeah. For me, I know most of you have no clue, nor don't you understand, nor do you want to understand this, and nobody's going to pay any heed to this because the time is coming for the culling, as they say. Yeah, the culling is coming. But when comes to them the truth from within us, they say, why not broad example of what brought Moses? Or not they reject with what brought Moses from before? They say, two magicians apparent. And they say, surely we with all reject. Say, so come with the book from within God, it guides better from them both. I will follow it, if you be truthful. So the messenger responds, and I say to you the same thing. If you think all of it is rejection, you reject the book of Moses and you reject the Quran, and you say they're two magicians, Moses and Muhammad, then Muhammad says, and I say the same thing. So come with the book from within God, it guides better from them both. I will follow it, if you be truthful. So when these idiots say that, no, I can't follow the Torah is no longer applicable because the Quran has superseded and cancelled it out. Yeah, sure, you losers. It's cancelled out. That's why Muhammad is telling you, I will follow it if it's better than them both, the both of them, the Torah or the Quran. He's going to follow each of those if he desires the Torah or the Quran. Follow any of them. The Bible he does not say, because the Bible has been modified to a level where partnering has been put in it with the malice from those who created it 300 years after Jesus left. And the Romans got together with the so-called Christians at that time, and they came up with the Bible, and they made Jesus Son of God and endowed him with the divinity of God, which is a lie. So, I'm not going to follow the Bible, but I will not separate the Bible from the Quran and the Torah. I will know what they've done to the Bible because the Quran clearly says there's no son to God. Don't make sons to God. You're not children of God. There's no such thing as a son or daughter or wife or whatever you want to call as a lineage relationship to God, like we are sons and fathers and brothers and sisters. There's none of that garbage. It's not happening. It's not going to happen. You can just keep inventing it from your minds and deluding your souls to believe that's the truth, to make yourself so important in the eyes of God. God doesn't give a damn what you believe or you don't. He only gives a damn when you believe, and then you may be forgiven. That's all he cares about. You believe, you'll be forgiven. You reject, you'll be put to hell. That's it. He has no other objective in this creation of man that we're in. He has no other objective. This whole creation is to test which of us will believe in the unseen God, which of us will believe in the seen world and fall in love with it. Well, 99% are the latter. They love the life of the world because they can touch and feel. What they cannot feel is their hearts and their souls. And that feeling, when someone feels like me, I cannot look at this world and have any kind of love for it, because it's a bloody delusion. It's a complete deception in front of us. And it's so clear when you open your eyes, the eyes of your heart, that you will never go back to it. You will just live an easy life. You wait for death. You will enjoy. It's not like you don't need to enjoy, or you don't have to enjoy, or you must feel sad, or you must feel bored. Enjoy life, but know what it is. And then ask God for sustenance, and he will bring the sustenance to who he wishes, however he wishes. There is no control these morons have over your sustenance. God has the power over your sustenance and mine, and he will sustain us. That's the end. And now, when you think that not having a car, or not having a house, or not having a plane or boat, or not being able to go to vacation is a atrocity, is a horror, is like taking away our rights, then you're deluded beyond help, and you can go on doing that and loving that garbage. I'll just wait on the side and watch you guys go down just like the rest. So here's one last one I want to go over with the books and the connections of it. And when you read over them, are signs clear? Say, those who reject to the truth when comes to them, this magic clear. Or they say, made it up. Say, if I made it up, but not you control to me from God a thing. He knows with what you going in it. Enough with him witness between me and between you, and he the forgiving, the merciful. Say, not I am initiating from the messengers, and not I understand what he will do with me, and not with you, if I follow except what he inspires to me, and not I except a warner clear. So again, when you bring the signs to them, they say, oh, this is magic. And they say, you made it up. And the messenger, I will say the same thing. I am a messenger, just like Muhammad. If I made it up, but not you control to me from God a thing, he knows what you going in it. Enough with him witness between me and between you, and he the forgiving, the merciful. And I ain't initiating anything from the messengers. I'm just repeating. Muhammad did not bring anything more than what Jesus and Moses brought. He only brought information that was news of what you have done with the Torah and the Bible, with Moses and Jesus, what you did after them. And these morons have done the same with Muhammad. They made him God. Their fundamental faith starts with the so-called kalma. Yeah, they call it the kalma. Oh, the kalma. There is no God except God, and Muhammad is messenger of God. Yeah, show me where that verse is in the Quran. I'll give you till you die. I'll wait on the side. You find that verse, that no God except God and Muhammad messenger of God. Find that verse in the Quran that you hold, which is your fundamental faith. It is the absolute faith that these Muslim morons have to believe to be a so-called Muslim, which is garbage. Muslim is one who submits to God, period. I submit to God, I am Muslim. I submit to the Lord of the creation of all, Lord creator of all heaven and all earth and all the heavens and all the earths. And that's it. I'm a Muslim. I don't have to believe the Quran or Muhammad or Jesus or Moses or Noah or the Spirit or the angels or the heavens or the earths or the waters or the seas or the clouds or the trees. I don't. I'm a Muslim. If I reject any of this stuff, the Quran and the Bible, yeah, then I become a rejecter. So, if you don't know, then you say, I don't know. Don't reject and don't believe if you don't know. You believe what you know. What you don't know, just stay back from it. And what you have to understand is God is not going to hold you responsible for what you don't know. God will hold you responsible for what you reject of the truth. Yeah, and you must believe what you want to believe. But to be Muslim, you only have to submit to the unseen creator of all creation and call him by any good name. There is no specific name you must call him, but God is a pretty easy name in English. Allah is a name in Arabic. Dios is a name in Spanish. Om is a name in the Hindu people. Yahweh, they call him the Jewish. And there are many other names for him: the Almighty, the All Powerful, the Omnipotent, the Omnipresent. All these names are names for God. Call him with all good names. Don't call him Jesus. Don't call him Muhammad. Don't call him yourself. Don't call him the names of people that you know and messengers that you know of. He's not a man. He's not a woman. He's not a man. He's not a child. He did not grow up. He is, period. How he exists is beyond our understanding. We cannot understand the existence of God because we can only base it on our own existence, and that is just too meager and too small to understand what the actual creator is. He is ununderstandable for the most part, and that's why he sent these books, for you to try and understand him for what he is, and do that. That's the easiest thing you can do, is understand what's written in the books of God and accept him for what he is, the absolute power that controls absolutely everything. And whatever comes to you comes with his letting it come to you, or his commanding it to come to you. This aspect of, oh, everything is done by God. Yes, everything is done by God, and it is let done by God. So, God ain't going to kill his messengers. He's going to let others kill his messengers or the believers. And the messengers and the believers can't kill the other people unless God lets them kill the other people. It's like when somebody dies, you have to know that God has decided for that soul to die. No one else has authority over it. You can be the one enacting the killing, but it is God who is ordaining it, and you are the one who is either told to do it or you are led to do it, in the case of murder and all this malice that goes on in the earth. So anyway, so this is basically what I want to talk about today, the connection of these books. The books are the same. You have to understand the Quran is bringing the same truth that the Torah brought and the Injil, the Bible brought. And when Jesus comes back, he will tell you this, and you will call him a liar. Just like you call me a liar, you will call him a liar. I ain't Jesus. There's no way on God's earth that I can be Jesus. I'm not claiming that, because some people, oh, he's calling himself Jesus. No, I'm bringing you the same message that he will bring, just like Muhammad. In that sequence, you could call Muhammad, oh, he's Jesus. No, nobody's Jesus. Jesus is Jesus. When he comes, you will reject him, just like you rejected him the first time, just like you've rejected Muhammad, just like you've rejected Moses, just like you have rejected Noah and all the other messengers of God. That's the way the story is, and that's the way the story goes. So till next time, and I come up with another aspect of the reality I want to share. Peace.